Yeah. All right. So thank you for coming to our March 6th edition of the Upstream Kubernetes marketing team. Looks like we've got 8 of us on the line, which is awesome. Again, my name is Paris. I think everybody here knows me. Looks like I think everybody here knows each other. Actually, Alex, I think this might be Alex's first time on the official marketing meeting. Alex, if you can hear me and would like to, give a short introduction of yourself to the rest of the crew. And if you can't hear me now or mic's not working, we can always punt to the end too.
No, I can hear you.
Great.
Hi, I'm Alex Handy. I'm with Red Hat. I was a journalist for 20 years covering technology, and Chris asked me to come help with the blog. I've been joining the blog subproject meetings, but they keep getting canceled. I guess I was in the wrong place. So.
Oh my God,
New
it's
plates.
Alex. I know you.
Welcome to Alex. Yeah, Alex, we have officially formed this crew that has the scope of contributor marketing. This would not include consumer marketing that would be covered by CNCF. Obviously, tons of end users and things submit blogs through the website. The goal of this crew is really a couple things. One, better information to and fro contributors, and two, more recruitment and help to their SIGs, but do so in a way that it's storytelling and not like job board like, and some other awesome things like highlighting our events and getting more people to our events and things like that. So pretty finite scope, however, lots of work and roles and things to cover and stuff like that. So welcome. Of course, as always, we do have a code of conduct. Please be excellent to each other. Since there is 8 of us, that's a little larger than our usual group. If you need to interrupt, that's fine. Just either raise your hand or say something in chat. But otherwise, let's go through our regular program. So first things first, let's go through a really brief, quick stand-up. I'm not going to put everybody on the spot and go around, but I would like to hear from folks who have updates or have had challenges, feel stuck, feel like they've got too much stuff on their plate, whatever you want to share. This is your couple minutes for stand-up if you are actively engaged with the team at this time. Does anybody want to go first? Oh, I see Chris. Go ahead.
I can go first. So I was looking or starting to do the request to CNCF for the social media platform, and Chris Anichek mentioned that if we're starting out with just Twitter, TweetDeck can help us manage that by itself, right? So that kind of takes away the mobile experience, though. So I'm not sure what people thought about that.
The main Twitter client on that, you can switch between accounts.
Okay.
Similar to TweetDeck. That's how Jeff and I handle Honk CI.
Yeah. So, yeah, like we could do it like that too. Sorry for the dog. But yeah, what do folks think of just doing like that? And then I can work on getting a platform as we go kind of deal. Paris, we lost your audio.
You're muted, Paris.
Something's going on.
You were muted, Paris. You're still muted.
You're very quiet, so maybe the wrong mic.
I guess it'll be Bluetooth pairing issues.
At least your dog isn't, Chris.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, you're fine.
So yeah, so that's kind of like an idea to get started. Not that we have like a handle or anything to roll with, but if we want to like go that route, we certainly can. I can put that in a proposal. But my assumption is that we will want features that, you know, Twitter just doesn't have, or TweetDeck just doesn't have, like more than like the simple scheduling tool they have. We'd want the setup automation, which isn't exactly easy, without including some other third-party tool in just that Twitter arena. So yeah, that's my thoughts there. But otherwise, I'm working on, you know, getting quotes and such and putting that together still. And the voting for the actual handle on Twitter is out. Let me pull up the current sheet here. It is the current one in the lead. Oh, I don't have it. Sorry. I can come back to that. But I think Kate's dash contributors or contributor, whichever one it was the far and ahead leader.
Or sorry, can you hear me now? I was attempting
Yes.
to get fancy and like put on nice headphones and like, that's not gonna happen. So question about the clients, essentially TweetDeck. So
Yeah, so
is
just
there a
getting
chain
started
of
with that.
command? Like meaning if I say, hey, I want to draft a tweet right now, and then, Matt's the head of Twitter, I'm drafting the tweet, can Matt approve the tweet on the other end or anything like that? Any kind of chain of command?
Is that what you're looking for? Because I was not specifically looking for that.
Yeah, I think what we should do too is sit here and talk about what we think we actually need to.
Well, that was the other part. Yeah.
Because I don't think we actually had like a rubric or anything.
No, we don't. We haven't had that discussion yet.
Yeah. So I feel like for us to get bootstrapped in this, I feel like a chain of command is almost necessary.
Okay.
Because we're going to do a lot of trial and error. And I think that it's important that we all participate in that and then build up trust for individuals naturally. And of course, I'm not saying that I don't trust you, by the way. I'm just saying that it's better for the team to probably learn together here.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like to get us started, something with a chain of command is probably the best bet. Or at least something where we could schedule tweets. How about that?
Well, yeah. So
can we just
when you say chain of command, like I have not seen any social media platform with that out there, but scheduling tweets is a completely different thing. So like Hootsuite has that?
I thought so. I thought that's what I used my last job, and we had Hootsuite, and it was like.
I'll get a demo account or whatever and check that out. Yeah.
Anyway, so I feel like some kind of either way for us to approve, and I say that word lightly, meaning like someone else's, some other set of eyeballs is looking.
Two people get to see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Either that, or then we have a manual process before we tweet of approval. Like some kind of like, hey, eyeballs, this is our first like couple of months doing this. Is this up with our standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think number 2 should be like, can we do drafts? So like maybe it sits in a draft, and then the person that is like the approver, like you, for instance, would just go in and actually publish the tweet instead of sitting it in draft, something along those lines. So I feel like out of a Twitter client, I think that's probably the most important thing that I would look for this team, and then everything else would be nice to have and based off of your recommendations.
Yeah, I would add one more, just some way to include automation, just to make sure that was available. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to suggest, is there a way to do Twitter and like have a channel on the Slack, and then I don't know, like
that would be the external process I would create, maybe, if we didn't have like if the tool we select doesn't have something built in, then that would be an external process that we could easily create, I feel like, with a subset channel of just the Twitter team or something like that.
And that would be cool to see in your analysis as well. So like give us a couple of, like, for instance, one will obviously be TweetDeck. So give us like some of the pros and cons of each. That would be awesome.
Okay, cool.
Another option to throw out there, buffer.com has a approval process where you can have some people that have full access and others that they can just suggest posts.
Yeah. So I was looking at Buffer too.
Mm-hmm.
Buffer, Hootsuite, and TweetDeck were the big 3. And Buffer, I didn't know had that feature, but I definitely want that.
Buffer costs money.
Yes.
I think
that's what we're going for. Yeah.
Let you queue up like 5 tweets, and I'm sure they want you to pay for the approval process.
No, that's the idea. Is we're going for CNCF money here, so we're putting together a proposal.
Yeah, and
I've just been dragging my feet because I've been busy with other crap.
What I will say I know about TweetDeck is it allows everybody to tweet from their own like Twitter accounts, and then the things get like bumped up, right? Which would allow everybody to get Twitter juice, I guess.
Could you elaborate? Tell me more.
My experience with TweetDeck allows the individuals to remain attached to that tweet somehow. So like your account is somehow still tied to it. Like you can log in with your own Twitter and then
Yeah, there's a delegation thing.
That sounds almost scary.
No, so the way it works on TweetDeck.
Can you imagine me like tweeting about LaCroix by accident?
No, but like
Pretty on
that's the
brand
point,
for both.
right? Like that is a con of TweetDeck is that I had TweetDeck with the Ansible team set up, and one of, no offense to them, but one of our new employees that had just started using TweetDeck like actually was tweeting like about a party on the Ansible account for a little bit.
Tweet
And I was
juice.
like,
They was
yeah,
tweeting about tweet
tweet
juice.
juice. Yeah. So yeah, that is another thing that like we have to be careful of, right? Like we can't. I would say that we would want some clear delineation between personal and like Kate's contributors account, right? Like I would want to make sure that there's some kind of firewall or process in place so that like that accidental tweeting from personal account is harder.
Yeah, and again, that's why I feel like some kind of, and I say this like in quotes, like because I don't necessarily mean it as harshly, but chain of command, so that we all get like used to the tweeting.
We need two-person integrity on tweets.
Hold on one second, Chris. I see someone with hands raised. I see CNCF Harbor, aka Jonas.
Yeah, that's me. So yeah, Buffer is great if you want to schedule things. It is terrible if you want to edit things afterwards.
Yikes.
Because you can't actually delete tweets from the Buffer dashboard.
Yikes.
What?
Yep. It just lets you tweet, and then you're like, oh shit, I misspelled something, or it was the wrong link. It actually linked over to the LaCroix website.
Right. Yeah.
And you're like, crap. So now you have to log into another tool and actually delete it. We used Buffer for a while, and that was one of my main gripes. I was like, okay, I still need two tools to actually manage our social media here.
Okay, that's good to know.
So if they have changed it, I don't know, but we were not able to do any deletes or any tweets. And I misspelled a ton of stuff. So
yeah, Paris, I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but I think the right.
I was just trying to get Jonas.
Yeah, my bad. I think the right, like not chain of command, but maybe like two-person integrity on tweets, right? Like make sure two sets of eyeballs have seen these tweets so that we know that it's like spelled right and is grammatically correct and also not like horrible.
Hold on one sec. I have a phantom. Either one of us has like a phantom YouTube going on in the background. I think it might be me. Like I probably have like 40 tabs open and there's a phantom. Is it me?
It's totally
it's
you.
completely silent otherwise.
Yeah. Like when you stop talking, it's nothing.
I know. Like, okay, that means where is there's a I hear George Castro literally, like, and it's like it's
nope,
it's a SIG meeting.
This is Paris losing it right now.
Yeah, I gotta find the phantom YouTube tab that's going right now. Okay, I got it.
It's just the voice of George in your head. That's all.
Okay. All right. So who else has a stand-up?
I have something. I'm not sure it's a stand-up. I don't know. I put it under open discussion. I guess it could have gone under stand-up. It's not the same thing.
All right. Let's save I did see yours, so let's save yours for discussion. And Alex Handy's the OG blog writer is on the line right now, so he can also add some things too. Anybody else that wants to do stand-up before we do open discussion and get to Rin and blog team? Okay. All right. Rin, why don't you do me a favor since Alex is on so we have some context to build a little bit. Do me a favor and build some context for us as to what you're working on, and then we'll talk to Alex about how we can like kind of do this together. So why don't you just take it a step back and give more context than you usually would in the discussion topic. Cool. And then you can kick things off with your discussion point.
Yeah, so basically what Taylor and I were hoping to do is to get some blog posts out surrounding the SIGs, and this came out, I think, last year after Contributor Summit. Say, how can we tell the story of the SIGs and make sure that, they're getting eyes on their stuff, getting support they need, because nobody really knows about a SIG unless you're really digging deep here. Especially if you're a new contributor, you're probably like, where do I get started? What's there to work on? We figured blog post was a good way to start, for lack of a better term, being PR for the SIGs. So Taylor and I wanted to work on our first issue to tackle was the scalability SIG, because you'd had that blog entry on SIG scalability. So we wanted to take a chunk out of that, and Taylor set up a meeting with some of the SIG scalability people at KubeCon. And now that that's been postponed, we're still hoping to meet with them at KubeCon, but where I was hoping to go with this would be to you know me, we're going to default to do it over Zoom. And I said what I would think would be, would get a remote meeting recorded to get some content for that SIG already out in the world, and then do a follow-up at Amsterdam to see how things have changed since that blog post in the next few months. That way, that blog post will be live and we can cover other SIGs in the meantime with blog coverage versus waiting for that one blog post for the next 4 months. I would rather do the first one, move on to the next SIG, get their story told, rather than sit here waiting on one blog post for the next 4 months. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. And I think you should always keep going. You don't necessarily always feel like you have to like wait for something. Okay, so Alex, that was Rin. Rin is a blogger. We have a bunch of bloggers now who are going to be blogging about contributor topics. One of the things that we wanted to get out was that SIG Scale blog, but we couldn't get a hold of you. So do you want to talk to us a little bit about, and you are on mute, do you want to talk to us a little bit about like if you want to get that out the door still?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. Where I left it, there were like, I needed to put 3 links into it, and I was struggling with editing on GitHub, and then I didn't get back to it. But as far as I was concerned, literally we just had to insert 3 links into the one paragraph to
No, it needed a full markdown formatting. There was like Hugo headers, no nothing like that.
Well, no, I mean, it wasn't completely finished, but like, you know, the headers and stuff, the formatting was not in there, but the story and the interview was done. And yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it was basically ready to go. It just needed to be formatted and headers and so forth.
Okay. So, wait, Alex and Rin, will you do me a favor and work together today and see how you want to proceed with the post, and then either like reformat or Rin add things and do co-author or whatever. Alex, we did not want to like wipe you away from authorship. We were just going to add in a co-author if we can get hold of you.
I don't care. You don't have to put my name on it.
No. I mean, no. Those are your words. That's your work. No, like I'm very peculiar about authorship. So now that you're back, like I want you to.
As am I.
Yeah. Now that you're back, I want you to help take this, and then also Rin too. You could also get started on another SIG as well, while you're trying to figure this one out. So
yeah, if you want to schedule a half hour, Rin, for me to do an interview with another SIG, you're more than welcome to. Rin and I have worked together.
Yeah.
So this will be
I know, and that's awesome. I just saw that in chat, and I think that's even better for us too as a team. So that's even better. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that down for Rin and Alex to. Sounds like we're gonna ship that first blog soon. So that's awesome. Thanks, y'all.
I got a question.
Okay, so for me, what I'm thinking my first step is to go in here and format this into Markdown. And that would be a good place to start. Thoughts?
No, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. All right. And then, go ahead. Sorry, Chris.
So Alex, maybe you can help here too, and Ren. Metadata, right? Like, I think bloggers are like great at blogging. The metadata piece is kind of harder, right? So I don't think it's like outside of scope for y'all to be like, hey, how should we tag this, or so forth, so on. And as you're pushing through content, right? Like, feel free to reach out for help.
Yeah, metadata is everyone's problem. If y'all want to even be like, hey, post these as tags on this post, we can go back and add them, after the fact, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Like, everybody should help out there.
That's a very collaborative thing, because you guys are all technical, and you'll know more buzzwords to put on than we will.
Fair enough.
Yay. All right. Does anybody else have any other discussion topics or stand-up questions or concerns, anything like that? What I wanted to do is review the upcoming event calendar, and see how we can support some of the events.
All
right.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bob.
The one big event that we're still sort of TBD is the stuff with the Contributor Summit, and we're definitely at least going to still have an in-person one at Amsterdam, but there's some other shuffling and some things might be going around where we might hold some events virtually, probably targeting the original date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably targeting the original date. Mostly things like the new contributor workshop. So that